And so I think it's important to understand that, this whole pandemic situation really made virtual or online personal training more acceptable. Not only did people figure out, hey, it works, but they also started to embrace it and like it because, frankly, it allowed them to train when they wanted and where they wanted. And I think that's one of the keys why I decided to launch Phyt.live. We saw this tremendous opportunity for people who are interested in getting fit. A percentage of the population, they just don't feel like going to the gym. And we all have busy schedules, right? And so what Phyt.live does is it allows busy individuals or folks that, want to make sure that their time is spent the way they want it to. It allows them to choose a trainer and a time and to work out on their schedule when they want and where they want.
Hey, this is Jonathan Marx with GoToHealth. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Another great show. Boy, I so much love what I'm doing, interviewing such fascinating people who are in the health and medical and wellness industries. Today we're talking with David Rudy. He's the founder of Phyt.live. It's Phyt.live, but I'm going to give you a special link in a minute. You can train with a live certified personal trainer and nutrition coach on your own schedule from any location online. You get to choose your trainer. You can browse a diverse roster of certified personal trainers and nutrition coaches. You can compare specialties, reviews, and pricings. You can book a session. You can schedule ahead or train within the hour, whatever works best for your lifestyle. You join a secure video session and get real-time coaching with a live trainer tailored to you. This is unlike anything else that's on the market. And because you're a GoToHealth listener, we have a special offer for you. Visit bit.ly/fitfreehour, PHYT, Fit Free Hour, and use the referral code GTH to enjoy a complimentary 1-hour personal training session to get you started. Again, that's bit.ly/fitfreehour, PHYT. We're going to be talking with David Rudy. He's a 5-time Ironman husband and father in the Northern Virginia area. 18 years ago, he left the corporate world to embark on a journey in the fitness industry, where he became a multi-site fitness center owner, advisor to new owners, and was recognized as a top operator. Today, he's the co-founder of Phyt.live, that's PHYT, a newly launched virtual personal training platform connecting clients online with certified personal trainers of their choice. And I'm so excited about this for both me and you. We've got a special offer for you. Go to bit.ly/fitfreehour. That's PHYT. bit.ly/fitfreehour and use the referral code GTH to enjoy a complimentary 1-hour personal training session to get started. So welcome to the show, David Rudy. How are you today?
Jonathan, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good. It's a pleasure. So, David, you've been a 5-time Ironman. Tell us what that is, what's involved in that kind of competition, and you've done it 5 times. Amazing.
Jonathan, when I went through school, I was always very athletic. And when I got out of school, started getting into the regular routine of work, and I just wasn't really happy with how I looked or how I felt. And so I started looking around at some different types of training and decided that I was going to do the triathlon thing. And so an Ironman is a combination of 3 different events. So you've got swimming, which is a 2.4-mile swim, followed by biking. It's a 112-mile bike. And then you finish it with a marathon. And so it's a great way to really test yourself and to take things as far as you can. And I have to tell you, it's a humbling experience out there on some of the courses. You can be racing and seeing folks that are out performing these events. I've seen folks that are blind that are out doing Ironmans. We've seen people that have, disabled and lost a portion of a limb performing these events. So I have to tell you, they're amazing, and I highly recommend them to anyone who's interested.
That's great. That's so impressive. And you've done it 5 times. So you've been in the fitness industry for 18 years. Before we talk about what your current offering is, tell us how you've seen the industry change over this time period.
Jonathan, it's funny. 18 years ago, I think it was basically much more, things have evolved incredibly over that time. So when you think about 18, 20 years ago, you just think back to the brick and mortar gym where people were going in to work out. It was a larger place where general types of exercises, same type of equipment everywhere. And really, over the last 18 years, what we've seen is this evolution, as I said. So, number one, you see much more of kind of a specialization. So instead of seeing, just these large clubs, boutique fitness has kind of jumped in. And so you've got smaller clubs in addition to mid-sized clubs, and then you have the mega as well. With that, you also have clubs that are now focused on specific activities. You have spinning clubs. Obviously, there's things like yoga and Pilates, things like that. There are boxing clubs. So the specialization aspect is something that's really changed as well. And then you've got amenities, right? Amenities are crazy. You're just going to go in. There's a gym, not even locker rooms. You're going to work out, throw your coat on a hook, and then you're going to leave. But some of these high-end chains are really offering some significant amenities. And with that, you've got kind of a higher price point. So you've got the lower tier price point as well as kind of the mega luxurious gyms as well. And so I'd say that's the initial piece. And then along with that, you've got technology. And so technology has really changed as well, with wearables. Okay. I don't know if you wear a smartwatch, but certainly, smartwatches are one of the driving forces. But certainly you've got machines now that are infused with technology. People are all about data, right? And so it's all about measuring that performance. And so I think that's another part of it where we're really seeing the gyms embrace technology because it's allowing people to understand more quickly where they are and where they want to go.
Now, you seem to have gone in a wholly new direction based upon what you just described, which is these physical gyms and all the specializations. You've created something called Phyt.live, and that's Phyt.live. I will give everybody a link to go to where you can get a free hour of training. But tell us what inspired you to create Phyt.live, which is really an online training tool. Tell us about that.
Right. Well, along with technology, Jonathan, what's been going on is what you're seeing now is virtual training has become much more acceptable. And if we take a few steps back, we all remember the pandemic, and around us, I'm based in the Northern Virginia area, we were forced to close the brick and mortar operations that I owned and operated. And so we're really forced to transition over into kind of a virtual solution. And
Mhm.
initially, people really didn't embrace it. It's kind of like, what do you mean we've got to train online? What are we talking about there? And so what we found was that after people trained online with their trainer, live trainer, they really enjoyed it. And so, taking a step back, you see the likes of a Peloton, Apple Fitness Plus. They were kind of in the right place at the right time during that whole pandemic situation. But what they were offering was kind of pre-recorded classes. So that's slightly different, but it's certainly still virtual training. And so I think it's important to understand that, this whole pandemic situation really made virtual or online personal training more acceptable. Not only did people figure out, hey, it works, but they also started to embrace it and like it because frankly, it allowed them to train when they wanted and where they wanted. And I think that's one of the keys why, I decided to launch Phyt.live. we saw this tremendous opportunity for people who are interested in getting fit. Some people, and it's certainly a percentage of the population, they just don't feel like going to the gym. And we all have busy schedules, right? And so what Phyt.live does is it allows busy individuals or folks that want to make sure that their time is spent the way they want it to. It allows them to choose a trainer and a time and to work out on their schedule when they want and where they want.
That's amazing. Now, is this 24/7 or is this working hours in Virginia? What are the hours that I can train with a trainer?
Right. So that's a great question, Jonathan. And so right now we have what I would call a stable full of trainers from across the country. We're looking at expanding our trainers, as demand continues. But one of the areas that we'll be talking about here soon is how technology is impacting Phyt.live and companies like us. Initially, to answer your question, we're training basically when the trainers are available. And so, that's going to be 7 a.m. on the East Coast until about 8 p.m., on the West Coast.
Cool.
That being said, as we expand this, we're going to be bringing on more trainers, and some new technology is also going to allow us to go 24/7.
Wow, amazing. So let me just promote this for you because, folks, I've been to the website, and when you go there, it's really quite amazing what you can accomplish there and what you can enjoy there. I've created a special link, and you can get a complimentary 1 hour personal training session when you go here. It's bit.ly/fitfreehour. And fit is spelled Phyt. It's bit.ly/fitfreehour. So, David, if I want to start working with a trainer, what kind of equipment do I need at home? What if I'm just a couch potato just starting out? Tell me how I get engaged with a trainer.
Absolutely. So listen, you don't need any equipment to start, Jonathan. The key here is the toughest part is just making the step, right? And so what would happen when you go through the process of signing up for your free session is, excuse me, you will be set up with a trainer, and you don't need anything. You are going to be required to fill out health history form. Okay. We want to understand what your health background is. Okay. Any potential injuries in your background that we're aware of. And then what are your goals? What are you looking at accomplishing? And listen, I mean, it's fine to say, hey, I just want to lose a little weight. I just want to get back to, being a little bit healthier again. I mean, we have trainers that are set up so that they can help you in losing weight. You want to build muscle. You want to just gain more mobility again. That's great. Some of our trainers, if you're interested in, moving to kind of the next level and, hey, I'd be interested in running a race, want to run a 5K, for instance. We have trainers that can help you along those lines. But again, the key here is signing up, again, free, as you mentioned. This is complimentary, so you're not paying anything, but talking with the trainer and understanding, simple things like body weight exercises, stretching, those are things that up front we can get going. And then in the future, if it's decided that things like bands or anything else, that's something you and the trainer can work on. But you need absolutely nothing in terms of starting it.
Wow, that's amazing. So I know when I started building my own I know I started building my own home gym during the pandemic, and I started with nothing. So I was just doing push-ups and sit-ups and, stretches and all that kind of stuff. But eventually I started adding more and more. But people can really get started with nothing, I'm understanding.
Well, they can. And Jonathan, the key here is in working with a trainer, and let me tell you why it's so important. The trainer, they've gone through this certification process. Okay. So they understand based on your goals and needs, the type of program that you need. And they're going to put together a program. They're going to program this series of workouts for you so that it will allow you to achieve your goals not only faster, okay, but it's going to be more fun. And you're also going to reduce the risk of injury, okay?
Hmm.
So many people, Jonathan, will start off, they'll get set up. Hey, I'm going to the gym. They'll go in and they have no actual plan in place. And so it's going to take them much longer there. Trainer also, they're going to be there to motivate you so they can push you. And in the case where if you're in a situation where all of a sudden you have, let's say you've injured your elbow, well, that trainer can adjust the workout based on your current state, right? And so those are some of the keys here in working with a trainer. But personal training years ago was just for, I mean, it's just for athletes, right? I mean, so if you wanted to get to the next level, you worked with a trainer. And so today, personal training is much more mainstream. And so we strongly recommend it for for people that just want to get more fit, right? And so you don't have to be training for, say, an Ironman or some type of a major event. Personal training is about getting to the next level and allowing you to live a healthier, happier life.
Great. You know, we're coming up to year end, and typically in January, I know everybody goes back to the gym for about 2 months until they drop off. But this is a great time, folks, before the holidays to start getting in shape. And how often do you meet with a trainer? I guess that's up to you and the trainer and what your budget can afford.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, please understand that when we're offering this again to all the viewers here today, but it's important to understand that if you decide after chatting with the trainer that you want to go do your own thing, that's fine as well. That you will get this hour session, but ultimately, when you're talking with that trainer and two of you will look at your background, your goals, and based on that, they'll put together, a program for you, right? And so I think that's going to be the key. But, working out really to see results, you're going to need to work out at least 3 times a week. Now, it
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily mean that you have to meet with a trainer 3 times a week, but
Right.
certainly to see any type of results, you're going to need to work out regularly.
Good. So just think about this, folks. You're at home or in your hotel or in your office. You can be with a trainer virtually. You don't have to go to the gym. And it sounds like you don't need any equipment to start getting back in shape, but you can work that out with the trainer. Let me give you again the link where to go. It's bit.ly/fitfreehour, and it's PHYT, bit.ly/fitfreehour. And I forgot to mention before, when you go there, put in the referral code GTH. That's a special code for GoToHealth, and you'll get a complimentary 1 hour personal training session to get you started.
Absolutely.
David, what else is in store for us with Phyt.live? What kinds of new developments do you have in mind?
Well, Jonathan, you were asking before about our hours. And, every industry right now is being impacted by artificial intelligence. Well, guess what? Personal training industry is also going to be impacted. And so we are currently working with developers and with the goal of rolling out digital human training in 2026. Now, let me make sure everyone understands personal training is always going to be led by humans, right? But in the case where someone's interested in training at a time where one of our human trainers is not available, digital human training will be a potential option there. And so just as AI is rolling out into the other industries, we see a definite opportunity here to roll it out on Phyt.live. And so that will allow us to go 24/7, being able to train anytime, anywhere. We're looking at a launch of probably early second quarter here with digital human training. That being said, again, though, our focus is going to be on human-led training, but
Mhm.
we will also have this option of working with a digital bot to take you through the workout as well.
And when you say human led, I want to underline this is live training with a trainer. This is not pre-recorded.
Thanks, Jonathan. That's critical because when some of the other sites that are out there are offering pre-recorded workouts, right? And pre-recorded workouts are great, but at the end of the day, this is going to be a trainer who is working with you digitally, just like going to be in your living room or wherever you are, your hotel room, wherever you may be. But they have programmed this series of workouts for you based on your goals, your needs, and your background. And they're going to take into account any injuries that you've had, and they're going to put together this series of workouts to accomplish your goals much faster than if you're doing it on your own.
Great. David, we get to this part of the interview where I've run out of questions, so I'm going to ask you, what question didn't I ask that I should have, or what kind of message would you like to leave with people today?
My last message to everyone else is just that personal training has gone much more mainstream. In the past, we saw it with professional athletes. We also saw it sometimes with people who are recovering from injuries. Well, guess what? Now, personal training everyone is doing it. And there's the reasons why you should work with a personal trainer we just discussed, but it's going to allow you to achieve your goals much faster. And ultimately, you're going to live a happier, healthier life. So, Jonathan, we thank you so much for including us today on your show. We really appreciate it. And to all the listeners out there, we hope you have a happy, healthy day.
Good. David Rudy, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure to be with you. David Rudy is a 5-time Ironman. He's a husband and father in the Northern Virginia area. 18 years ago, he left the corporate world to embark on a journey in the fitness industry where he became a multi-site fitness center owner, advisor to new owners, and was recognized as a top operator. Today, he's the co-founder of Phyt.live. That's P-H-Y-T, Phyt.live, a newly launched virtual personal training platform connecting clients online with certified personal trainers of their choice. And as I mentioned before, you can go to this special link and get a complimentary 1-hour personal training session to get you started. It's bit.ly/FitFreeHour, P-H-Y-T, Fit Free Hour, and use referral code GTH for GoToHealth for all our listeners to get your complimentary 1-hour personal training session. David, it's been a pleasure to be with you today. Thanks for coming on the show.
Jonathan, thank you so much. And we're definitely excited to be working with GoToHealth Network. Again, we appreciate your time today as well. And thank you to all the listeners out there.
Good. This has been Jonathan Marx. And remember, before we go, we want to keep bringing you the stories and insights you love. Help us out, please, by leaving a 5-star review or a thumbs up on YouTube, Apple, or podcasts. On YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, or wherever you listen to us. It helps other dedicated listeners like you discover the show. This has been Jonathan Marx with GoToHealth, and as we say at the end of every show, go to health. God bless. Take care. We'll see you again next time. Bye. Thank you for tuning in today to Go to Health. You are one of almost 10,000 people per day who enjoy the evidence-based health information offered by our guest health experts. You can watch us on our website and YouTube and listen to us on 8 podcast networks. Be sure to join Jonathan Marx in our upcoming shows each week. If you like our show, please share this episode with your friends and colleagues. You can subscribe to the show, join our email list, send us feedback, browse through the online store, and view our library of over 150 shows at GoToHealthMedia.com. See you next time, and remember to elevate your life with Go to Health.